Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? I am here to talk about getting the right AI mindset. Now, AI is out there. It's a tool. How do we need to use that tool? I've been working with companies for the last 9 months, actually helping them, many individuals from different parts of an organization, figure out how to leverage this tool in their work life. Now, we all go ahead and use it as a chat experience in our personal lives, but how do we translate that into a work life experience? I'm here to help give you some ideas, help frame up the mindset that can help you succeed with this. So let's get started. First slide here. The tools keep changing. Your mindset shouldn't. Now, we're not going to talk about a tool tutorial. I'm not going to talk about a list of prompts. I'm not going to have a predictions deck. I'm going to give you 5 different ways of interacting with AI or thinking about how to interact with AI. This stuff is changing very fast, but it's like a hammer. Once you got a hammer, they pretty much all look the same and they all do the same thing. So we just need to know how to use the hammer. All right, here's an overview of the 5 different things that we're going to be talking about. The first one is reimagine the work. Okay, we're not here to just speed things up. The second one, frame things up before you ask. Design first, then build. Third, validate. It's a very smart 2-year-old. We let our 2-year-olds do lots of things, but there are still some things we wouldn't let them do. Okay, we need to verify and validate what they're doing. And then 4, know when not to use it. Okay, when knowing how to interact with it, going back to the hammer example, you're not going to screw something in with a hammer. How do you know when to use it, when not to use it? And the 5th one is build for infrastructure. So let's get into each one of these. Reimagine the work. Don't just speed it up. Now, a lot of people think that AI is going to solve all of our problems. We're going to have, if we listen to Hollywood, they always have good examples of how things will solve our world. But the reality is that when we think of flight, we think of an airplane, we don't think of a bird flapping its wings. We think of something different, a metal beast in the sky using physics to stay aloft. Okay. We need to think about this the same way. There's lots of work that we're going to do, but the work we do today is not going to look like the same way we do it tomorrow. The work is still going to get done. The work is still going to happen, but how and what it looks like is going to change. And we need to recognize that reimagining the work is a vital, important part of doing the work with AI. So when you go ahead and think about putting in a prompt and you want to ask AI for something, ask yourself, am I doing the old work or am I redesigning the work for how AI can do it effectively? Next one, frame things up before you ask. Bad inputs make bad outputs. We all know this with calculators. Calculators are great. They speed up, they compress our ability to do math. But a bad input equals a bad output. If I'm able to go ahead and frame things up, know exactly what it is I want, then I can get the outcome that I'm looking for. Some of this is with prompting, some of this is not. Some of this is with context that I'll talk a little bit about later. But write down what it is that you want before you ask. Now you can even ask AI to help you think about the question to ask AI. It's your partner in this in all different ways. Okay? And if you're getting through a few different things of prompting, multiple prompts, you're like, this is not where I want to go. Point the finger at yourself, honestly, and say, did I give AI the right framework to be successful for me? Okay. Principle 3 here. Validate, don't trust. It's enormously capable. It's fun to play with, fun to work with, but it'll also break things. Okay. It'll drop your lamp. It'll delete things. It'll do stuff. You need to put guardrails, a fence around it. You need to be aware of it. And remember, this is designed the way we think. It's designed to replicate humans, our cogitation, our neuronal activity. We call them neural nets for a reason. And even an AI can miss things. So you need to be aware of that. And we have something called context compression. When we have too many things in AI, it compresses it and then it selectively forgets. It's also called digital amnesia, where your AI doesn't remember things you talked about a bit ago. So it's important to make sure that you are validating everything. Don't just trust it blindly. So you've got to go in with an open idea that this may or may not be right. It's a mindset. Okay. Know when not to use it. I talked about this one briefly a moment ago when I was introducing this. And like a master carpenter, you're given a new tool. In order to know when not to use this new tool for carpentry, you have to start using it. Figure out where it fits into your workflow. What works for somebody else may not work for you. If you're running around trying to mirror everybody and mimic everybody, nah, for yourself. Now I put in there, it says, hey, if you're doing an X lookup or a V lookup inside of Excel, you may know what that is. It's great. It helps organize data. You know, if you've got 5 cells that you're doing it in, don't have AI do it. You can do it quickly. Like there are things that you can do quickly, but you have to know the process and understand that. And knowing when not to use it or knowing when your expertise doesn't fit is a vital important part of that. But to that point, you can use AI to help you grow, help you learn, become more expert at certain things. And it takes some time. Fifth one here, the last one that I want to talk about from a mindset perspective is build infrastructure. Every time you chat, it's an artifact, it's disposable. But that which is disposable is also something that's storable. You can ask it to output that chart. The language is markdown files. And you can build this referenceable knowledge set of things that you're doing. You can do that. You can compress the context and the things that you want it to focus on. And that's important. You can also help it reframe things. You can ask one set of questions and then restart up. Same questions in a new chat. You'll get a different output, but you can put different context in it. Once again, this is going back to the idea of framing things up. Okay. So what do all 5 of these have in common? What's important about them? Well, first one, we're looking at discipline, not the features, not the functionality. These tools are evolving so fast. Next year, there may be somebody else who's really great, but it doesn't matter. We're still looking at the discipline of using this brand new tool in our lives. We need to be thinking about things. We need to put this context on it. AI only has a sliver of view. And that view only happens when you ask it things. It's not a proactive system. Okay, there is some proactivity in some of the systems that are being built today, which is nice. But still, like I've been in there, I'm like, well, that's not a question I think you should be asking. I want you to be asking something different because that's going a different way than I intended. So we've got to think this through. All right. And then once you're done, you got to validate that thinking. The last one, these things happen over time, especially in a business context. You want to bring in history. You want to bring in your conversations. You want to bring in who you are. Let the AI understand that. And then when you want to start over, wipe it out and start again. These tools have things called projects. Projects are a very good way for managing this insight on stuff. So thank you for having a listen here. I hope these 5 ideas, which are reimagine the work you're doing. That's a vitally important one. To frame up, know what it is you want it to do. Know the work. If you don't know the work, ask it to help you learn the work that you want it to do. Third one, validate. Okay? Validate all the time. Know when to trust it. It's a 2-year-old running around doing stuff. Right? It'll do whatever you ask. It's a people pleaser. Okay? You've got to validate it. Know when not to use it. In order to do that, you got to use it. And sometimes there's a very minimal value add. Realize that you're paying for this. Sometimes you're paying a lot for it, especially if you're paying by the unit. The last one here, build for infrastructure, meaning think of this as something over time. These aren't just one simple slices of stuff that you're doing. In your personal life, yeah, but in a work environment, everything you do builds upon itself. Export these artifacts, bring them together, create new artifacts from the group of artifacts. Let this grow. Build the knowledge that it needs for you. So thank you for listening. I hope this has been informative. Good luck with developing your own AI mindset.